Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US tech stocks, and this is the NASDAQ. And the overall pattern, the general pattern for the markets is that we've got the wave 3 here with an A wave, a B wave, and we're coming down for the C wave here. So that's the overriding sort of pattern. There are stocks that have got variations. The variations, I'll just go through them. One of them is that the B wave here could be a bit higher, like Amazon. And then there's some that have this leg up here that can count as 5 waves. Now that would be Meta platforms, Facebook, and also Tesla. So in those cases, we're also looking at those moves up here as a possible wave 1. And the thing is that like these ones have pulled down a lot. The other ones, they haven't pulled down that much, you know. So we'll just keep an eye on those. And then there's the last pattern where we've had markets just have a top in, like Google, and we also, I know this is not a tech stock, but Berkshire Hathaway here, we were talking about this the last time, and it was pretty clear that we've got a top above here, so in the bigger picture that is, you know. So we've got an A and a B and a C here, 1 and 2 here, and then we're looking up here as 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got, you know, stocks like this here, so they will need to make a little move here and a move down. But this is the interesting thing, because in most of the stocks, no matter what the count is, it's this little bump and drop here that we're looking at to come in. Now, in this instance here, we could view this as a B wave. Other stocks that, because we've got that 5 waves down here, but most of the other stocks that we're looking at would be a wave 4 here. So you can see from wave B here down to wave C here, in a nutshell, we're looking for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 that could probably pull up here, and then wave 5. Nice to have a low down here for that. So we're down here for that. So that's kind of where we are with the markets in the sort of loose general sort of term. So the other point here is too that I'm not going to call any trades in today because I just don't see any. We have to wait, you know, we're going to go through that little bump. We could drop down a bit further in lots of instances. I mean down here further. But that's kind of it really. So look, we can obviously trade this down here. I don't particularly want to get involved in this wave 4 here. Wave 4s of this degree is where you lose money because there's a lot of overlapping wave structures, probably pretty wrong, but generally speaking, that's the case. So we could look at trading this down, but of course, what we're actually looking for is this move to the upside after that. So also too, you know, once we do get 5 waves down here, then we'll also need an impulse. So there's 2 different ways we can view this to get in. This will be the same as stocks as well. We could look at the first little impulse wave coming off the low here, and we could set up in here. Right, we could set up wait for those first 5 waves here and set up and go for it there. There will be a larger 5 wave, which I'm a little bit more interested in. So this would be like 5 waves here. So it gives us a little bit more risk reward factor, just in case we're wrong, in case it's just an ABC pattern and I've made, you know, a horrible mistake. And in this case, we can push up and we'll get another 5 here. It's not always a pretty picture, but we'll do our best to get into it. But a decent 5 waves up here to, you know, understand that we'll get another 5 waves of the same you know, distance and so on. So anyway, we don't need to talk too much about that today, but that's what we'll be looking for. Some of the I can see that let's just move along a little bit here, so I'll just move this out the way. So with Apple here, I've got it as wave 3 up here. This is a little bit different, but because it went through the China experience of thing. But you know, as I mentioned with it as well, is that you know, markets are emotional, humans are emotional, and we tend to overreact and all of those sorts of things. And you know, cutting phones out of the government offices are a very, very small percentage of what's of the reality of the situation. What we're also seeing here too, if I can just have a look at this here, just bear with me a second. I just want to have a look at the volume here for the weekly chart at least, and I'll just get this into perspective, ready for other videos as well. So yeah, so we can see here that last week here, you know, it moved lower, but it was on lower volume than the previous bar. So I know that the sellers are drying up. It's not like we're seeing buyers come in at this point, but the sellers are there. We do have that 5 waves down here, so I was looking for this low to be breached, and it's not breached yet. So I do expect to come down further, as I talked about with the NASDAQ, you know, looking at the NASDAQ here, having a bit of a bump and then a drop. So I think that's the general theme of things. I'm just a little bit unsure about the best way to count this here, because as a wave B here, I can count it actually as 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 1 and 2, and 3 here, an A and a B and a C wave here for wave 4, and then down for wave 5. So I could put this down as 1 and 2. I could go 2 here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and come down that way like that and finish and take that low out there. I think it's something like this, you know. I don't think I've got a big bearish picture here at this point. I can't confirm that with the volume, or I can do it with the price action, of course, but so I'm a little bit unsure about this just here at the moment. I've also looking at it as a bigger bearish picture as well. I'm not going to go any further into it at this point. I'm not going to put a trade in here. I'm just going to let this finish off with the NASDAQ, because if we do end up down here somewhere, we could be moving up from this point. So yeah, I mean, I can obviously see that you know, that it can come down further, but the volumes, I just want to check on the volume this week and see see what's what with that. So I'm not going to call a trade in on that. I'm not even going to go into the 100 tick and go through the count on that. So Amazon here has got, I can view this as an A and a B and a C up here. So, and I can get 5 waves out of this. There is a bit of an overlap here, but it is a bit spiky. So having the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave. And I kind of like this because it kind of matches up with, you know, some other stocks as well in terms of timing of things. But at the same token as well, this, this move down through here, we're just looking at it as, I've been counting it as a 5 wave thing, as 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2, and 1, 2, well, 3, 4, 5 here for 3rd, 4th. So I could have the 5th wave just in here by the looks of it, and looking for that 4th wave, as I just talked about with the NASDAQ and so on, and then the 5th wave down. The 5th wave down should be, you know, roughly the same length as wave 1 here, but, you know, take that with a pinch of salt. I'm not really interested in any of this. Like I said, if it sticks out that we can trade wave 5 down, well, we will, but you know, as a bit of fun. But the main thing that we're looking for is, you know, taking out this low here, and you know, one more move down here, and then finding, you know, a long trade in all of this, because this will take us, you know, above these highs. So that's the trade there. So yeah, nothing really to do here. There's, you know, a beginning, a middle, and an end, and look, and weird stuff may happen as well. You know, we may end up, you know, getting like a higher move here or a lower move here, and a deeper move here, and those sorts of things, you know, but it doesn't really matter. We're still looking for this, you know, we're looking for that 5 waves in here to finish in all the markets in general, and then a move up. So this wave 4 could also get complicated as well in here. So just be mindful of that. And NVIDIA, so I'm looking down as a wave 4 here to finish off. So it looks like the stochastics here wants to give it a bump to the upside here, where as a wave 4 here, we're already at the 38.2%. I could put wave 4 over here, but I'm not really getting, I could get 5 waves. No, I still don't have 5 waves. It looks like I could, from the top here, I could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 1 and 2, but then all of that's the third wave. So it looks like to me this is an A wave and a B wave and a C wave to here. So it's quite possible for this to move up here, but this also looks sort of a bit corrective as well here. The normal thing is, I mean, I want to protect these positions here, so the normal thing is to wait for the sort of first high above the level. I mean, that's kind of what we're giving it some space at this time for that first high above the level. So we can put this over here, which will be the next logical step. I mean, this particular move here appears to be corrective, so that means we should be taking the low out. We should be down at the 400 at this point. It just depends on how much, you know, we want to see this market move against us. That's, or you, if you're, I'm not in this, but if you're in this, you know. So, yeah. Let me just double check here for a moment. You take it to there. It's still just a little bit high. I'm just looking at the worst case scenario, just not, you know, just trying to get a bit more out of it. Yeah, I don't know if you want to ride that out, or you want to just put the stop here and be done with it, you know, get out, or just put the stop a bit closer in here. Not quite sure what the best thing to do here is, because I can see that, you know, when I could see that with the markets in general here, we still need to go through this wave 4 here. So that's going to put a bit of pressure on these as well. We could end up going a bit higher. I just don't want it to get out of hand, so I feel like protecting it. So I think I'm just going to put this just here for this, and of course you can put it above the first high. That's the proper thing to do. So it just depends on how much, you know, money you have in the markets on this. And if you're happy to get out, well, then you can just get out here as well. But there is further downside. It just depends on how much heat you want to take. So I'm just going to protect that. I'd rather take less. So Facebook is a bit like Tesla in that, you know, when I look at the NASDAQ here, and I think to myself, okay, well, we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and 3, we're going to go for 4, and then we're going to go for 5 here, and that should be it. So how long is this going to take, you know? Because the thing is that if I look at this as the, you know, here as a wave A here, and a wave B up here, and a wave C coming down here, it's just not going to have the time to get there, is it? That's my thing. So we've had this as wave 1 and wave B over here. We can get this as 1 and 2 and 3 and ABC for 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a bit dodgy up there. But that's what happens around large numbers. The market gets pulled to the large number. So yeah, so we may only sort of get like here somewhere. We don't have a trade in here anyway, I don't think. So so yeah, we can go long above here. We could probably go long above here. Yeah, I've just put this here as the A wave here, and the small A, B, and C for the B wave here, and looking for this to come down. So I'm just going to leave this as well. But we'll just shoot the breeze, just keeping an eye on it. Obviously, we want to buy new highs, you know, but we want to get in there before that as well. But we know that the NASDAQ, as a moving average of all of these stocks, is not ready yet. So we don't have the consensus of a low in place. So we don't want to go too close to the market on the long side. So we just have to chill. And Netflix here has got its A and its B and its C wave over here. Each, you know, everything's got a big, well, most things, I guess, got a beginning, middle, and end. So we've got the middle in the middle here. It's nice and strong. So we're down here close to the end here. Look, this is probably, I've probably got this wrong here a little bit, but I'll look for 1, 2. I mean, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and put the low in here, but yeah, different ways to look at it. I'm not interested in this just yet. It's just not there yet. Do you know what I mean? We're close, but we're not there. So we'll just continue to do nothing on this. And yeah, when the others are ready, we'll see if we can get a position or two under the 400, and then we'll build on top of that over there for that as well. So there's a few good things happening with this company in terms, they're tightening up their passwords, as you know. So the next one is Google. So Google is like Berkshire Hathaway here. It's in that pattern where it's just created a top. It looks like we've got 5 waves down here. I don't know about that little mess at the end there. I'm not bothered, but this will be the same. This will be the same here as well. So while the NASDAQ, when it does start going through its wave 4 here, right, then that's going to be the B wave on on Google here. So yeah, I think this is okay with 1 and 2 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1. I may have this wrong. It might need to go here rather than here, and then, I mean, if I take it from here, then I've got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. But if I put it back over here, then I'll need to move this over here and a few things. So once again, look, we're just bobbing along the 130. The 3's the 4th strongest number in the market, and it's showing up. It's it's doing its thing here. I'm not interested in this as well. This is the swing range for the 130, group 1 above and group 2 below. I just don't think we need to get, this will just be all chop. I mean, it may just come straight down here and then go up and then come down here. If we can get it over here, if it's matured and we can see it properly, then we can look for that 3rd wave to the downside at that point. But I just don't want to get involved in that. I don't think we should. If you're going to get involved in any of this, then less is more, like smaller position sizes with wider stops, because the trend is still down. It's just going to get a little bit bumpy. So Microsoft here, we're also at one stage looking at this as a possible wave 1 to the upside. It was doable, but it's come down too far now. And if we do a 4th wave and a 5th wave, then we're down on the low here anyway. So yeah, there'll be lots of support. 1's the strongest number. They've got this big level here, major level. So, but obviously we're not finished here just yet. And I'm quite happy with all of this count. Not too sure about all this here. I'm just considering this a bit of a wave 4 here, actually, which is probably the wrong move. I'm just consider all of this here for the wave 3, and we still need a wave 4 here. And we can look at this as 1 and 2 in here, and 1, 2. Yeah, I don't know. Probably it's not. It doesn't look like it's finished to the downside. This here, but we're not long or short in it. But yeah, we need to come down further in all of this, but not interested in the end of the trend there. And Tesla, a bit like Meta Platforms. It may, we've been looking at this as a B wave and wave 1 up here at the same time. It's all got to do with this little move in here. So from here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it could be wave A or wave 1. If it's going to be wave 2, then we'll look at this as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for wave 2, and then 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here. So it can count as 5 waves, but this little move here that took out the high here, a bit spiky around here. We could look at it as the A wave and the B wave here, then 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5. So it can be viewed at both. I'm not really sort of worried about that. I'm just sort of thinking to myself, well, if it is wave 1, what does wave 2 look like? So it'll be the A wave here, the B wave here. And then I have changed this move here. I had that little wave 1 in here. I've moved it to here. So I'm going to look at this as wave, just to tie it in with the NASDAQ, and the others as wave 1 and 2 here, and then coming down for wave 3 and the wave 4 here that we're talking about with the NASDAQ, bringing that across, the green one over here, and then wave 4 and wave 5. We kind of want it to sit around, this area here. 61.8%. I'll have to recheck that again, but basically that's sort of it. Will it have time to get all the way down here to be a wave C? that would be the other side of the coin, the A wave here, the B wave here, and the C wave over here. I don't think so. It's a long way, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Look how long it took to get, you know, that distance here, you know. So I don't think that that's it. So I think we're more likely to look at wave one here. And it'll be easy peasy here because, you know, at the end of the day, all we really need to do, once it does finish off down here, is just wait for a support over here with a, you know, with a classic trading levels pattern on the long side. You know, if that's the 250 here, we'll wait for the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, the ABC, and then we can move in. But we always like to get a few positions below the level, just, you know, smaller positions, of course. But yeah, so look, even if I count this as 1 and 2 here, I think on Friday we'll look at this as 1 and 2, 1 and 2, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, so I think there's a little bit more to go down through to here. We still need wave 4 here and still need wave 5, so don't really need to worry about it. We talked about taking profit at the 250 or part profit. So if you've taken a part profit, then the rest of it needs to come in around the 240 area. That would be about right at this point. But that's about it, really. That's all the stocks, so all good. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.